Mississippi State transfer KeShawn Murphy staying in conference to head to Auburn, help bolster the Tigers' front line. Dion, when we would do Mississippi State previews often last season, we would talk about the need for Josh Hubbard to get some offensive support. And typically, when Mississippi State won, that came when Ole Miss, or excuse me, when Mississippi State did not get that for Josh Hubbard, they lost. During that process in SEC play, Murphy kind of emerged as the only other reliable option for them offensively. So he now is headed to Auburn. How do you like the fit? How do you like Murphy, the player, playing in Bruce Pearl's system?
I love the fit. I mean, I think I would like the fit more if Janai Broom was there. Of course, because I think he needs somebody next to him a little bit. Um, but he can play the Dylan Cardwell role extremely well.
Yes.
High energy defense, rebounding dunks. I think he plays that role at least the same, if not significantly better. I think Cardwell, I said this a lot. I stand on this. I think Cardwell was the best rim protector in college basketball last year, Janai Broom included on that one. I don't know if I think KeShawn Murphy can do that. KeShawn Murphy does everything else better on the court, though. He's a better rebounder. He's a better finisher. Um, if you want to say he is a better passer. But I think he plays that Dylan Cardwell role phenomenally. They need to replace Janai Broom still. I think they're hoping that Keyshawn Hall can not replace Janai Broom, but he can maybe replace some of the scoring that Janai Broom brought. This team is clearly very dependent upon Todd Pettiford coming back. You're going to have to break the bank a little bit for that one. But if you're able to get Pettiford back, I think the outlook of this team looks a lot differently than it does if there is no Pettiford. Um, I will say Pearl's moving like Pettiford's back. So that has to make you confident if you're an Auburn fan.
Yeah, the expectation I think is for Pettiford to be back. I know he says in draft waters, but I think he said he'd be back if he came back to school, that he would go back to Auburn.
Yeah.
Now, money's got to be right for that to actually come to fruition, but I do believe that's the intention. This Auburn team is going to look a little bit different. I think it's going to look like your more traditional Bruce Pearl team that is guard dominated. Like you remember the 2019 Auburn team that made the Final Four, or it was like we're just going to throw four guards out there and let's get one viable big man to get rebounds.
Yes.
I think this team's going to look a lot more like that than the past ones, which when you have a talent like Janai Broom, you're going to pivot and play a little bit differently. Um, I think Murphy is going to fit that up-tempo system pretty well because he can run the floor. He's athletic enough to do that. He can provide the rebounding and protection. Like he's not DeAndre Jordan by any stretch of the imagination, not that level of athlete, not that caliber of player, but I think that's kind of the role that's going to be thrown upon him, the Dylan Cardwell type, where it is you're restricted to the paint. You are our rebounder, you are our rim protector. Just run the court block to block and do everything we need you to do on the interior.
You might notice there's a lot of lights on behind me. There's a big ring light I'm using to record this. You want to know why those lights stay on? Because of Underdog, because of these ad reads, people.
Yeah, we heard your feedback. You're annoyed that we keep putting Underdog ads in the middle of our videos. Well, guess what? We got to keep the lights on, and we need some people to sign up for Underdog Fantasy. If you like these videos, if you want us to keep making videos, sign up with Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code SLEEPERS, and they actually have an awesome offer for you. You can receive up to $1,000 in bonus credits. 50% of your first deposit will be distributed in bonus credits, and you get a free pick. And Cart, I got a pick with Underdog Fantasy for this weekend that I'm already eyeing. We got the Pistons and the Knicks, first playoff series in a while for our favorite team. Cade Cunningham over 27.5 points. I'm taking higher than that for my pick with Underdog. Promo code SLEEPERS. Sign up with Underdog Fantasy. It helps the show. It helps us keep making these videos for you. Back to the show.
Not going to be many plays drawn up for him, which I think is fine, right? I think that's fine. That doesn't really fit his game. He averaged almost 12 points per game last season, but I think that was more out of necessity at Mississippi State than necessarily indicative of the kind of player Murphy is. Like to me, he can be a lead on the glass. He can be a quality rim protector, and if you get that, he's somebody who could start for you for Auburn.
Do you know where Pettiford's been mocked at?
Second round, I think,
Second round? Yeah, he'll
size
probably
wise.
he'll probably be back. I think if you bring Petford back, I really like it. Like you were saying, you go really guard heavy. I think I mean Keyshawn Hall is technically a guard. That's a 6'7", 240 pound guard though.
That's
Right?
that's your four man.
Yeah. Like
That's your four man.
that is the perfect small ball four next to a 6'10", 230 pound Keyshawn Murphy, who's just pure energy. Pure energy. And I don't think he's going to, yeah, he might get tired. He'll have to bring somebody in. But I don't think he's ever going to stop. And as a small ball five, kind of like you need that energizer bunny. You mentioned DeAndre Jordan. I think that's a good comparison for, what he in theory could do for Auburn. Not quite
Right.
DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah, but like DeAndre Jordan's done that role better than anybody else has done that
Right.
role. Right. But it's that role.
Right. It's DeAndre Jordan. The other name that I think like pops off when you think about this is Clint Capella on those Rockets
Yes.
teams, where it's literally like rebound, block shots, sprint to the basket. If you don't get a dunk, just go set a screen and stand somewhere, please.
Yeah. Yes.
um, and I think Keyshawn could do that extremely well. If you were to hide Pettiford, this is lining up perfectly for you not to want to question it. They didn't get too much talent. Like if they bring in an Elliot Cadeau, or they bring in Adrian Woolley, or they bring in some of these other names that they were in on, you're sitting
Mhm.
there like, well, is my stock actually going to go up if I come back? I could just go get the bag right now and I don't have to worry about it.
Right.
The way it's lining up, like Todd, you bare minimum your stock stays the same because all the talent will still be there. KeShawn Murphy is a complementary piece to you. KeShawn Hall is a complementary piece to you. They haven't gotten anyone that's going to take away from you yet, and I think that lines up perfectly to get him back, which would subsequently make Auburn one of the best teams in the country.
Does KeShawn Murphy start? He only started 3 games at Mississippi State in his career, and all those came last year. He was mostly used off the bench, played 24 minutes a game. Does he start for the Tigers?
Let me just double check who else they got in the portal. Nobody. Yeah, he starts.
My anticipation is you're bringing him in to start. Probably should have started for Mississippi State last year, but I'm not reading that wrong, right? He should be starting.
No, he should be starting. Malik Ewan went to Arkansas, right?
Yes,
Yes. Then yeah, he starts. He 100% starts.
I think it's fair. He's a quality starting center in the SEC who should fit Auburn's system pretty well. Excited to see what he does out there in Bruce Pearl's system.